G'day with the traders, brought to you by Sportsbet. I'm Roy, I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Warn Dogs.
And Calvin.
Coach of Calvinator. And boys, it's round 12, and that means the first round of the buys is here. Now, let's go through this because you get 3 trades a week over the next 3 weeks, and your best 18 on-field scorers count towards your overall score. Now, the other thing you need to keep in mind, you can move and trade your buy players right up until the start of the last game.
Been a frequently asked question, that
Sure
one,
is.
Cal, and so you can
understandable.
do that. And you can probably even do some loop-de-doop with
You sure
that.
can,
So there we
dog.
are. All right, the team selections are in, and there's actually a few. Brody Grundy, of course, is the big one there, out with his neck injury. 2 to 3 weeks, as said. And flicking over, we've also got a few of our rookies that we thought might have been some green dots this week, including that very popular traded-in player, James Madden. So
Not there.
reverse that trade.
Yep.
You'll need to make sure you do that. And the ins for the week, we've got Lockie Neal, obviously, is probably one of the big names, but bigger ones, Ronan O'Connor, he's back, Cal. Roy, you've got Rantau, Anthony Scott back. And then we look at some of these guys here too. Ruck forwards could be there, and Marty and Lynch. And
Yeah.
It's interesting.
We've got Tyson Edwards' son.
Whoa.
That's exciting.
Isn't it?
He's going to make his debut, 170k midfielder.
Midfielder.
So, yeah, that's what we've got with those.
Yeah, awesome. Now, obviously, the big bad news was the big pig that you
Yes,
mentioned there, Dog,
yes.
that is out. So, obviously, half the competition are dealing with the big Grundy issue. Now, if you're ever going to hold someone, a premium player, it is through the buys. If you have that luxury of having, say 20 players each week where you would be dropping your 2 lowest scores. So that is definitely in play if you have a well-balanced team across the buys with plenty of green dots. However, most of us are going to have to trade, and I'm certainly in that boat. So there's a few options. Sean Darcy looks like the safest.
Sure does.
The fact that he's a forward and a ruck is just a bonus to go with his form where he's been averaging over 90. He's a great little cash grab. But if you want to have a really big cash grab, it's definitely a risky move, as you know better than most, Dog. And that's Riley O'Brien, who's coming off 97 last week. Apparently, allegedly, maybe, he's been suffering with back spasms a few weeks ago that might excuse those bad scores. Is he back? If he is back, he's a bargain. He's down over 200,000 since the start of the year. So that's definitely a play. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions whether you go right down to the basement, Ned Reeves, just to play out the second and third
He's
round
got
of
the
the
bye
bye.
this week. Yeah, right. Interesting.
I'm saying no, but I can definitely understand the reasoning behind that. The downgrade of the week is definitely Trent Bianco. He scored 71 last week. He's still under 200,000. He's got a break even of -5. Make sure you get him in.
All right, well, I'm going to make this really easy because I don't have Max Gone, so I'm going straight to Max Gone with my Brody Grundy move. Also, getting in Isaac Heaney, who's been a great tip. Destroy. Well, hopefully he can. Well, he probably won't bust out 135.
No.
Slightly worried about what Horse said during the
That's
week.
an issue.
It's being managed, but
Yeah.
I think he'll be right.
Well, he's still a value pick, Dog, especially if that buy works for you as well. Now, I'm going to go Grundy. I hate to say this, and I'm fearful, but I'm going to Riley O'Brien, and then it gives me the cash to get rid of 2 red dots and bring in Dusty Martin as well for that dream matchup against the Crows.
You've got to fix up your red dots. That's
You do.
really
I
important.
have
And we've
to
got a
fix the
few
red
options
dots.
with that this week. Now, Dog, my trade's very similar to you. I am going Grundy over to Max. And my biggest move this week would be CJ, who's on his bye, and going to the steal value of James Harms.
You always like picking up these players a couple of weeks after.
I
we
like
get
to
them.
have a
Aaron
look at
Hall
them
last
first.
week, Harms this week.
Yeah, I like to have a
Just
bit of
going
a
to
look
flag
first.
something there. I said Dusty Martin. He's actually playing against the Bombers, who he's got huge numbers against, isn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll absolutely smash him.
Bombs
Now,
will be good.
we all need a captain one.
Oh, yes.
And here we go. Now, my best option is actually start off on Friday night.
Yep.
Okay. And we are looking at Clayton Oliver and Max Gone there in my top 5. Now, Clayton Oliver averaging 131 in his last 3 against the Lions, and Big Max 129 last week. And he has, in his last 10, I think his lowest score is like 105.
So you're going to VC those guys.
Great captain options, also great vice captain options, because you could use your buy players who aren't playing to double that.
So it's inexcusable to stuff that up.
You
this
can't
week.
stuff it up. Now, your fallback options, look, you've got guys like Zach Merritt and McRae You want a little flag on McRae. Now, I'm flagging a guy here averaging 150 in his last
Come
two.
on.
I know.
Come
but
on, Pirate.
Against, in his last 4 against Freo, just 1 ton.
Wow.
Interesting.
It's interesting. It is
Very interesting. But great picks.
Well, go and put all your blue dots on your bench. Make sure you're all set. Try to get as many as you can. 18. Nice to have more like we do. So I've got 21. So 3 bad scores will go away for me.
It's so good to know, isn't it?
I've got 21, but I have some bad players in there.
20 for me.
All right. Go and check out the Teams podcast and get set for round 12. Good luck.